Alright YouTube, I got a round 2 recap for you of Operation 1.5. Here, to start it off, here is the Boneyard Dish casualties for the second round of combat, and yeah, much livelier action than the first round. A bunch of neutrals were either attacked or aligned. We had our first dogfight, which Germany was victorious with, up here in Belarus. And what else? Germany lost a sub. Quite a bit of conflict here in the on the Eastern Front, and we had a big battle here in Alsace. I'm just gonna go over everything in turn order as usual. Austria-Hungary got another tech, and they got a minefield, but they haven't placed it yet. And they've continued their assault into Serbia, but still haven't knocked it out. The Ottomans on their turn, retroactively after a little correction, the Ottomans aligned Bulgaria for them. So those guys are now in the fight. And with the Austrian forces that were in Galicia, the big stack he smashed in and attacked West Ukraine, and took heavy losses, as did myself, pretty much, as the Russian Empire. But basically, like a kind of a relatively even amount of casualties on both sides. But the trench works I had here helped absorb that quite a bit. Let's see what else. On my turn as the Russian Empire, I counterattacked into there and brought most of the Romanian forces up. I pulled my artillery out of Serbia to Romania, and just threw everything I could at it, basically. And then I also stacked here in Belarus. So Austria-Hungary here has been whittled down significantly. And then up in here in Belarus, Germany attacked the stack I had here, and did not have they won the dogfight and got their ace. Side note, the ace fighter upgrade doesn't happen until after the end of the combat. They have to survive the combat entirely, the dogfight and the ensuing combat, before getting the ace promotion. So that's one little correction for Prussian Gamers video, but that aside, overall a good turn. But yeah, we got a significant. He basically got I think 10 hits against me, and I got 13 against him, or something like that. So Germany's force here has been dwindled down a bit, and Germany made headway up into Lithuania up here with a sizable force. And let me put that roundel out of Estonia. Did that, and he congregated his fleet as Germany in Sea Zone 21 here. He also built a sub in 26, and sent forces down to Tyrol, and built up in Berlin and the Rhine province. What else? Oh yeah, and then he declared war on Britain and took over their empty colonies here, and moved his navy over here in the Pacific, doing an interesting move, because this does help with the Pacific point. But he has taken over French New Caledonia and the British Solomon Islands. And I have to admit, I haven't seen a Kings and Kaisers game where these islands have been taken over, so hats off to him for trying something new. And that has stirred Britain to build in New South Wales as well to counter this presence here. What else? Oh yeah, and we have the Austrian cruiser over there as well with them. Let's see. I think that about does it for Germany. France, sensing an opportunity with its Doomstack in Lorraine, attacked Alsace and had a very successful battle. Successful in that the German forces were cut down significantly, as were their French units. But this could spell trouble for the Germans, for the Central Powers on the Western Front. Because now they're going to be pulled. They have to continue this, but now they're going to be pulled into feeding more than they want into this direction to control the possible ensuing Allied onslaught. He also moved his fleet up to here, his French fleet up to Season 20, where the British fleet came in and met up with them on their turn. And he also pulled out some units into out of the Med, other sea units out of the Med to Season 14. And what else? I think that's about it there for France. Yeah, Britain, now being at war, continue to build here. Rommel misunderstood that military bases can only build cavalry or infantry, and also trucks. If you're playing with trucks, they can build trucks too, but they can't build fighters. So he had to change up his placement of units. So he built his fighter down here in Cape Town. And he changed his purchases a little bit for more infantry as opposed to artillery. So a few units were swapped in terms of placement. He built 2 infantry here in Egypt, infantry fighter in South Africa, and I think he built an artillery and 2 infantry here and 2 infantry in Wales, something like that, if I'm recalling correctly. Japan, he also did a couple errors with Japan. He has to build in Sea Zone 55. He cannot build sea units in 53 because the port is on the naval base. The coast of the naval base determines where you can build into. And also, his fighter that he bought, he flew to here to meet up with the Dreadnought, which you theoretically could do because it's adjacent to a friendly territory. Like, think of it being as like on patrol, but a fighter can only move 2 spaces. So that would be 1, 2. That would be 3 spaces. So he chose instead to fly it to Korea. And Japan attacked on his turn. Japan attacked and knocked out Tsingtao. That is how that territory is pronounced. What else? The Ottomans, now at war, waltzed into Caucasus and continued to pump units into Palestine. And oh yeah, that fighter's in there too. And what else? He left his units here, and then retroactively, per his teammates' wishes, sent an infantry into Bulgaria to align that for them. Italy, now also being at war, being able to declare war, attacked Dalmatia, knocked out Austrian infantry in Dalmatia, continued pumping units up that way, swung its infantry and cavalry from Somaliland over here, attacked Cyrenaica, and took over Cyrenaica. Let's see, what else was there? Yeah, no, that's it for Italy. The U.S. Not at war still, but was able to start some conflict in Latin America. Attacked Hispaniola. They can do a limited amount of aggression against neutral minor powers that are adjacent to their territories and sea zones, and also aligned powers as well. So they opted to attack Hispaniola, but they only got 1 hit so it's still contested. It doesn't get aligned to anybody because it doesn't get aligned to any of the Central Powers yet, because the United States is still neutral. But so that is an ongoing conflict that they're doing in Hispaniola, which historically is accurate. In 1915, the United States invaded Hispaniola because of instability there. They basically just like waltzed in and were like, "Hey, simmer down. We're taking over." So they kind of put in like a puppet government of sorts for the time being at that point in time. Anyway, so going on from there, what else? Oh yeah, and then also they brought the transport over from Hawaii, picked up the infantry from Guam and brought them over to the Philippines. So now there's 2 infantry in the Philippines, and maybe because of this presence, who knows? Anyway, so that concludes our thrilling game of Kings and Kaisers 1.5. On to round 3, and in which case, at the end of round 3, the National Protection War will start in China. So we'll have that additional bit of combat, and that'll be fun. And then it'll go straight into So basically, I will be doing Italy, U.S., Empire China, and then on Madman's turn, he'll do Republic of China and go straight into Austria-Hungary. So stay tuned for more.